In part 1 of this series, I outlined in detail the results of careless guitar storage practices, and it certainly was not an understatement when I said this guitar is jacked to the bone. Which begs the question,
What now, sweet cheeks?
well, since you asked so nicely, in order to restore this guitar to its former beauty and playability, careful planning and preparation is vital. Also important are the tools and supplies needed to do the job right. I will be using foil, thread, a sponge, balloon, masking tape, and lots of H2O. But the most important ingredients are time and a ton of patience. And with that, we'll get started with Drybanez Part 2, Hydration Time, beginning with a look at the inside of the guitar. Okay, well, let's dive in here. And the first thing, the elephant in the room, is that broken brace right there. As you can see right there, it's broken off the top and it is cracked back here. That there is that big bridge piece that's just a monstrosity that I don't know what it does necessarily. So let's take a look around here. Looks like there's some breakage over here. I'm not sure if it's from the shrinkage of the guitar or the drying out or whatever, but yeah, a little breakage going on there. There's a good shot of the brace opposite of the broken brace, and it appears to be connected still. Oh, here we have some electronics that I will eventually be taking out, especially before I do any steaming on the inside. So let's take a look at the other side over here. Bottom inner binding or connection point here looks pretty good. So, but it just looks dry in general inside of there. I want to try to get a shot at the yeah, right there, the separation around the sound hole where it is separated, and needs to be re-glued once I get that sound hole kind of in the right shape again. Let's take a look at the other side, see if we can see it. Oh, wait a minute. Over here, it looks like we have some more cracking and breaking or crumbling of the round brace. That thing just looks cheap. That whole perimeter bracing looks cheap. So anyway, right here is where the is separating on the upper half. So with that, we will move on. What's cracking? Now that we've taken the endoscope tour of the interior damage, we're ready to start moisturizing this beast. Now I've taken the liberty of putting some measurements on here, right here, using the calipers, going from the bottom of the guitar to where the buckles are in the sound hole, and even to this area of the sound hole right here. And I've put some thread across it. I know, there he goes with that damn thread again. To also monitor. Oops, my flashlight decided it doesn't want to work. There it goes. You can see how far this thing is off the surface, and that should be flat on the surface. Not really even flat, it should be curved over. The surface should be curved. So those will tell me how much good the moisturizing is doing, which I'm sure it's going to do a lot of good. But there's one concern that I have, and that is that this is so far sunk down that I'm afraid that moisturizing, as the wood expands, will force it down further. So I've hastily manufactured some braces to put in there, and to bring it up, not to bring it up, but to brace it up so that it won't go down, that if it needs to go anywhere, it's going to go up. I'm just afraid because it is so very sunk down. You might not know what the sponge, balloon, and foil is for. And no, I'm not smuggling heroin across the border. Um, you'll find out. We'll show you in a minute. But once I get the braces in there, which will be next, we'll do another endoscope tour to show exactly what they're doing. Just a quick tour of the braces. These have little notches to notch over the top of the brace on the bottom of the guitar, and these are set up to go across two of the bottom braces in the guitar and push that broken brace up and push it up on the brace on the opposite side of the broken brace that is not broken yet. So we're going to put a little pressure on those. I'm not going to do any gluing until the thing is in the shape that we want it in, and we'll see what happens with these. We'll be monitoring if these buckles are going down or if they're staying, and if they will not move with just moisturization, we will have to use a little steam and some clamps and such. So with that, I will go ahead and put the braces in, or the jacks, if you will. So that's what they are. They're just simple. They got a 1024 thread in them, and then I made some little collars to screw them up so that so I can put some pressure on there. So get the braces in there, and then we'll do the endoscope thing, and then we will start the moisturizing. Here we go, back inside. Okay, start over here. We've got this brace in. You can see it spans two braces on the bottom, and it's supporting the broken brace on that side. And right here, this supports the underneath the high E string on the bridge area, and this is supporting underneath the low E string area on the bridge. And this one over here is supporting the brace opposite the broken brace. So now there's not a whole bunch of pressure on any of this. It's just gently pushing it up so that when it gets moisturized, it will rise up and not want to sink down further. And so here we go. We're going to start moisturizing here in just about a half a second. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that endoscope tour showing the bracing, or the jacks that I'm using to brace it up so it goes the way I want it to. Now I've went ahead and stuck a sandwich bag down there. Of course, this foil, as you may have guessed, or not, is to hold a sponge that is pretty damp, but not to the point where it drips off. I let it soak on this on that deal there for a second to make sure that it doesn't get too much moisture inside the little foil container there. So now the sponge is in there. Now the balloon fits in the hole. This might take two hands. I'm gonna be right back after I get the balloon in there. It's gonna take two hands to get it in there. So I'll be right back. Okay, balloon is installed. Balloons are nice because they seal the sound hole off completely, especially when you have a warped sound hole. Works pretty good. I've also sealed off any other holes that are in it so that the moisture will not escape. So now it's just a waiting game. We got our gauges on there, see what's happening, and in 24 hours we will check it and see what's happening. So see you in 24 hours. Don't worry, you haven't shrunk. I'm just zoomed in on this guitar. It's been 24 hours since I introduced the moisture to the interior of this beast. And I see a little bit of movement. I think I was measured it right about here. I didn't show this measurement in the previous video, but you can see that that it is moving. The other side is almost sitting on the guitar fully across the deal here. Got a little bit in the middle there that still needs to come up. So now it's time to check the balloon over here. Take it out and check the sponge. So we'll do that right now. Carefully. I have a whole bag of balloons, so I'm not worried about it popping. Let's make another one. Seems as though the sponge is still pretty wet. So I'll reach in and feel my braces have loosened up, and they haven't really. So well, my braces are still nice and tight. So I don't need to re-wet the sponge, but it is moving. The sponge was pretty wet when I put it in there, so we're going to go another 24 at this point and check it again. So there it is. Hello. Here we are at day 2. So we're at about 48 hours of moisturizing. You can see that side over there is way better. It's starting to curve like this and reshape itself. I've taken the balloon out a few minutes ago, and the sponge is still wet enough. Don't have to re-wet it yet. This side is lagging behind, but it's getting there. And you'll have to trust me, because I want to leave the balloon in, when I say that the buckle on the other side has receded a lot. Not entirely, but it's awfully loose too. I can actually push it down into shape. And this one hasn't moved quite as much, but a little bit. So we will continue this endeavor in the next video. So this will be the last shot of this video. We will begin the next video on day 3. So, in the interest of keeping the videos rather short, and not a whole bunch of interesting stuff going on here yet, but it'll get more interesting when I try to glue that brace in there without making a mess. So I'm going to have to probably make a special tool for it. So, but it's coming along nicely. So, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.